All right. So let me share my screen as well, so that we can start the today's agenda. So let me share. Okay. Hope you can see my screen. All right. So here we have gathered to discuss about the UiPath Test Suite and Test Manager. Okay, so this is the new components from the UiPath side that can be used for the automation testing. Right? So I think everyone has aware about the software testing or automation testing, right? The same concept has introduced by the UiPath as well, right? But here we don't have only the automation thing, right? In addition to that, uh, we can track the whole application life cycle like test cases, requirements, right? At the same time, we can uh, calculate the KPIs, right? Or we can see the runtime dashboard, right? So a lot of such functionality is available along with the testing, right? And this is one of the RPA tool having such kind of functionality which is available. So along with the RPA testing, right, or along with the RPA development, we can test the RPA solutions as well as we can do any kind of automation testing also with any kind of application with the help of RPA. Okay. So in today's session, right, specifically we will talk about what is test cases, what is requirement, what is test set, right? In addition to that, we'll see how to create the test case, requirement, test set, how to create the manual test cases, how to create the automated test cases, what is test manager, what is test suite, right? In addition to that, we'll see how to do the test execution, how to see the results, right? So we'll see all those things during the today's day. Okay. And before going ahead, right, I want to give the small background about like what is test manager and what is the test suite, right? So test manager is basically one of the product from the UiPath Test Suite, right, which is bundled with UiPath, right, and it can be used for the RPA testing or any kind of like a software testing, right. In addition to that, here we can integrate any third-party tools like ALM, Jira, basically, right. So we are having different types of tools, right, related to the application lifecycle management. Those also we can integrate very easily with the test manager. Okay. And basically, like why we need it, right? So nowadays, every organization has following CI/CD pipeline, defect management, test case execution, right? Requirement traceability under the one umbrella, right? The same kind of umbrella, right? Uh, has given by the UiPath as well. So each and everything we can do with the help of UiPath Test Manager and UiPath Test Suite. So apart from that, we don't require any other components along with that. But it might happen few of the organizations they are using the like Jira, for example, okay, or any other life cycle management tool. Those tools also we can integrate very easily with the help of with the test manager. Okay. So how does it work basically? So you can see this is the UiPath test manager, and along with that, uh, if anyone is aware about the UiPath, right? So in the UiPath we have three components like UiPath Studio, UiPath Orchestrator, and UiPath Robots, right? So in UiPath Studio we are developing the solutions, whatever the solutions are there. Orchestrator is a cloud-based platform, right? And that robot is it will be used for the execution purpose, right? So here, Studio Orchestrator robots are connected with the test manager along with the test manager hub, and it can be connected to the any ALM tools. Okay, right? So we have lot of ALM tools are available into the market. For example, Jira, right? It can be used for requirement management, defect tracking, right? So such type of tools also can be integrated within a UiPath Test Manager easy. Okay, so I don't want to give much things from the theoretical point of view, right? We'll talk more about the implementation point of view, right? So we'll go ahead and we'll see how to do that, right? And if anyone has any questions, right, please feel free to ask. So whatever we have discussed so far, so any question from anyone or any doubt before moving ahead?
What is Test Manager and Test Manager Hub?
Okay, so basically, right, the UiPath Test Suite, right, and Test Manager together, it will call it from Test Manager Hub, right, and the Test Manager will be used just for our ALM point of view, like application lifecycle management, right? So that I will show you now. Okay.
Okay.
So if you go here, right, this is called as a UiPath Test Manager. So you can see the UiPath Test Manager, right? Here we have each and everything are available, which the traditional tools are having, right? So you can see here, we can see the dashboard, right? Here we can see how much coverage is there, how much manual test cases, how much automated test cases, right? Here we can see results. So each and everything we can see here in the dashboard. Similar way, we can create the requirement, we can create test cases, right? We can see the test result, right? So all the things are available. So we'll see all the things one by one, right? So normally, uh, what happens, right? Other ALM tools are there, right? So, but there we can execute only manual test cases, right? So we can give the expected result, actual result. We can mention it's pass, fail. At the same time, we can link the defect as well, right? But in UiPath, right, what we can do, we can execute the manual test cases as well as automated test cases also. Okay, so both the test cases we can execute here with the help of UiPath, and at the same time it will show the result as well. Like this is the manual test cases, and this is the result. This is the automated test cases, and this is the result. Okay, so both the things we can do together. Also, we can map the requirement to the test cases, right? So that we can able to understand like how much test coverage has happened. So that kind of coverage also we can do, right? So we'll go and we'll see now. Okay. So what is the first step we have to do? First, I will talk about manual test cases, and then I will go for the automated test cases. Okay. So first we have to create a project. So I already have the project. I will delete that project. Okay. And just for information, right? Maybe there are two people they are not aware about the testing concept, right? So anyone is here like who is not aware about the testing concept?
Hello, sir. It's me, Rasika. I
Okay.
don't know about this
So
thing.
you are okay. So Rasika, have you heard about the software testing or
Yes, sir.
automation testing? Right?
Yes, sir.
The same thing. Okay. So what do you mean by it? Right? So if you want to test a new software product, okay, based on the requirement, right? So there will be some testing team will be there, right? And what they will do, they will test that particular software based on the requirement. Okay. They will see or they will verify like this is the expected result. Okay, and this is the actual result. So if both the expected and actual result are same, then Bhimashankar, Bhimashankar, you want to say something? Or if you are not speaking, please be on mute, right? So here, it will get verified like expected result and actual result both are same, or right? If both are same, then testing team will say it's what we can say the test case is pass, right? But in case it is not, right, it will say the test case is fail basically, and they will log the defect, right? So this is about manual. Similar way in the market, right? Already automation testing is there, right? So we have different types of tool. For example, Selenium, Protractor, right? A lot of different tools are there, right? So what those people are doing, they are testing those application with the help of automation, right? So you know the RPA, right? Similar way, there is a test automation is there. Instead of human, the robots, right, or automation will perform that particular task. So same concept has introduced by UiPath as well, because they already have the RPA solution, right? Along with that, they want to bundle this testing solution so that like organization will get a single umbrella, right, where they can automate the processes as right, and at the same time they can automate their uh, testing processes as well, okay, in terms of software, right? So this is called very short description I have given, right? So this is basically called as a software testing, right? So first thing we have to create a project, right? And before that, maybe just imagine you have some requirement, right? What is your requirement? We'll go and see. So this is your application, for example, okay? And on this application, you have to verify. What you have to verify? Like uh, your application is launching or not, right? Or user is able to enter the username or not properly, or user is able to enter username and password or not, right? After that, user will click on the sign in. So if username and password is correct, right, then user should be able to sign in, right? So such kind of testing thing we can do from here, right? So I will create a project and I will give the name like UI demo project. Okay, UI demo project. And here we have to give some prefix, right? So it will consider as a unique key. It will assign to a test cases, right? So I will show you that. So I have given the UID, UI demo. Okay, we have to give the minimum 3 characters. So I have given the UID, right? And here we'll give the short description, right? This project is for to test the UI demo functionality. Okay, UI demo functionality, right? I will click on the create. As soon as I click on the create, right, that project will get created, and under that project we can see this dashboard. Okay, so currently you can see there is no execution, total coverage, no total coverage, no automation test cases, and this is the latest result, for example. Okay, when it is executed and all, right? So normally we have to start with the requirement. Okay, we have to start with the requirement. Okay? So we can go to the requirement. Okay, we need requirement, right? On the basis of requirement, we are doing the testing, right? So we'll go to the requirement and I will click on create requirement. Okay, and I will mention here like UI demo login. Okay, UI demo login, right? So this requirement will cover the UI demo login functionality. Login functionality, right? And click on the create. Right? So it has created the requirement here, and you can see, right, the UID I have given, right? So it will give that unique key. So this is first requirement, right? Login functionality. Right? And if you click on this key, right, you will go inside here, right? So this is the description you can see. In case if you want to attach any kind of documents, for example, business requirement document, right? Or any kind of process design document, those we can add very well. For example, we can mention add, right? We can go here, right? And we can add any particular, okay, right? Any particular document there. So you can see that requirement document has added here. Right? Now we have created this requirement, right? We can create a number of requirements. So this is login, right? After that, it might be another module, right? So accordingly, we can create such requirement. Once we created the requirement, right, here we have the test case, right? We can create the test cases. So for example, create test case, right? Here we can mention UI demo username, right? Here we can give the description, right? It will, or to verify username field, okay? Username field, right? I will click on the create. As soon as your test case is created, you can go inside, right? And it will show you like which type of description, its version number, label, and automation. So this is not automated test cases. So it will show the status as a not automated, means it's a manual. And here we can go and we can add the manual step, right? So here we can add the expected result, right? What is the expected result? User should be able to enter username, right? And here maybe we can give description as a username field. Okay, verify username, to verify username, right? So we can add the number of steps. Okay, 1 steps, 2 steps, whatever. Similar way, if you want to add any kind of document, we can add here. Right? So we have created first, right? Username. Similar way, we can create one more test. Create test, right? UI demo. This is for password field, right? Password. Okay, and here we can mention to verify password field, right? And again we can go inside, right? And we can add a manual step, for example. Okay, so to verify password field, right? An expected behavior is user should be able to enter the password. Right? This is just example I'm giving. Okay, right? So we have created. Similar way we can enter document details each and every. Right. So once you go back to the test cases, these two test cases you have already had, right? So suppose now you have to link those test cases to the requirement, right? From the coverage point of view, like traceability point of view, maybe you have heard about the traceability matrix, right? Into the testing basically, right? So what we can do, we can go to the requirement, right? I am into the requirement, go here. And here we can mention task, right? In the task, we can mention assign test cases, right? So here we have password field test cases and username test field cases. Select and select it as a assign. So you can see username and password test cases are assigned to that test case. Okay? So test cases are ready now. We have assigned to the requirement, right? And now is the test set. Okay. So maybe we have the test cases like UI demo login test set, right? So here we have the login test case, basically, right? And we can enable this, enable RPA activity to coverage the calculation. Coverage means how much requirement are covered, how many test cases are passed, right, or failed. It will calculate. Click on the create. So we have created the test set. Now we have to assign the test cases to that, right? So we can go and we can mention assign test case. Okay? So I can assign both the test cases, for example, right? Now we have created requirement, we have created test cases, right? And after that, we have assigned that test cases to the test. For example, now we have to run these test cases, right? We are doing this manually, right? So execute manually. If there are manual test cases, we'll get option execute manually. If we have automated test case, we have the execute automated. So mention execute manually. So as soon as I click on the execute manually, right, it will open the screen, right, and it will show me the first test case, right. So what is the first test case? Like username, right. So what we can do, we can go here manually, right, and we can check like user is able to enter the username or not properly, right. In case if you are able to enter it, right, here we have tester comment, right. So we can mention here, yes, user is able to enter the username, right? And at the same time here, we have like we can mention the test case as a failed or test case as a pass, right? So in case if you are able to pass the test cases or if you are able to enter the username successfully, we can mention as a test case as a pass. Okay. At the same time, we can attach the screenshot also, right? For the test cases reference purpose, okay, or validation purpose, we need screenshot as well. So we can attach a screenshot as well, right? So this is done for username. Click on the next, right? So next is for password, right? So in the password also user can go and can mention password, right? And here we can mention user is able to enter the password. Okay. Mention set as a pass, right? And then click on the done. And similar way here also we can attach the screenshot. Okay. Click on the done. Now we have executed it. We have mentioned it as a pass. Go to the test result, right? Now what it is showing test result. There are two test cases. Both of the test cases are passed, right? And if you click here on this result, right? It will show you each and everything, like there was two test cases, username and password, right? It has executed, this is the duration, right? It is passed, it will give the executed by, it will show the duration, right? It will show the execution time, execution type, reporting date, okay? So it will show you each and every information, right? Now if I'm going to dashboard, right? Here it is not showing this graph, okay, so I'm not sure what is the problem. But if you go here, right, it will show all the things. It's showing total coverage is 100% because we have assigned both the test cases to the requirement, right? Automated rate, right? So it is showing there is no automated test cases. It's 100% manual, right? And it will give you all the details about, right? Similar way, we can do for automated test cases as well, right? In addition to that, here we have the project setting, right? If you go to the custom field, right, we can create some custom field. For example, if the requirement is high, medium, low, right? Similar way, we have the test cases like priority one cases, priority two cases, something like that, right? So we can go here, we can create some custom field as well. Okay. For example, requirement risk. Okay. And here I can see the requirement. Okay. And here I can give the value. I will mention low risk, low, low risk. Okay. Here I can mention medium risk. Okay. Then I can mention the high risk, higher like. Okay. And here default is low risk, for example. Okay. The default value is a low risk, same. Right. So if you go to the requirement, right? If you go to the requirement, and here we have the details, right? If you go to the details, like we can mention this is a like low risk requirement or high risk requirement or medium risk requirement, right? So accordingly, we can select from here. Similar way, we can do for test cases as well. Okay, low, high, medium, we can give the reference to it, right? And if you go to the project settings, right? Yeah, from here we can create this custom field, and here we have the integration, right? So as I said, here we can do the integration with the various ALM tools like Azure. We can do with the Azure DevOps, Jira Cloud, Qtest, right? SAP, ServiceNow, X-Ray, right? So we can do the connectivity with all the tools. Okay. So today I will not able to show it because I don't have the plugins here, right? Maybe we'll take a separate session, like how can we integrate a Jira, right, or Azure DevOps, right, or ServiceNow into the our test management, right? So this is about manual test case. Okay. After that, we'll see for the automated test cases. But any questions so far from anyone? Any question? Any doubt? No, please make it interactive, okay? So that I will be able to clarify your all the doubts, all the problems, right? And at the same time, if you do the integration with the Jira, if you do the integration with the service now, right? In case your test case is failed, right? Here we will have the option as well. Okay, we'll get option here like we can create a defect directly into the service now, or we can create the defect directly into the Jira as well. So you based on your test case description and all, automatically it will create a defect as well. Okay, even you no need to take care of that particular, right? Similar way, we can do with the automation testing as well, right? For example, you have to verify like user is able to log in or not, right? So how to do that? Before that, we have to create this automated flow into the UiPath Studio. Okay, so now we will see how to create that flow into the UiPath Studio, and once it is built into the UiPath Studio, we'll send that flow into the our test manager. Okay, so for example, here I have one testing flow. Okay, open this. I will delete this. Okay. So what I will do, like I will create a flow to verify, like user is able to log in successfully or not, right? But before that, what I want to do, I want to create a flow into the UiPath Studio. So I will do with the help of recording, right? I will use this recording, right? Start app. You can click here, okay? Then click on the recording. I will mention the username is admin, right? Password. You can protect the password, right? Password is password. Password is password, right? And click on the login. and click on save and exit. Now what we want to verify the user is able to log in successfully or not, right? So we have to, how we can verify? Once we can see the screen, it means user is able to log in successfully, right? So how to do that? Here we have verify operators. Okay. If you go here, like we have the verify operator. So it will show you in terms of pass or fail, right? So verify expression. Or maybe we'll use this one. This we'll use this one. Okay. This will be good. At the end, all the activities are same, right? So how we can conclude, like we are able to log in successfully. Once we are on the screen, we can conclude, yes, we are able to log in successfully, right? So what we can do, we can use the element engine. Okay, we will verify if this is available. It means we are able to log in successfully. So click on this. Okay, right? And here we can mention exist true. We can mention true. True. Okay, if it's true, means the test case is passed, right? If it's not, the test case will be failed. For example, right? I will close this and I will run. Okay, this is we are just testing from here itself, but in real time we have to do it into the test manager. Okay, so you can see here into the output, right? It is saying verification passed. The output value of exist true was equal to the expected value, right? So it means the test case is passed, right? But now, if you want to take these test cases into the test manager, right? What we have to do, we have to convert into the test case. Right? So we can go right click, create a test case, and we can mention here like UI demo login test case. Okay, and click on the create. Right, so it will create this flow in terms of given when then, and then we can publish this test case. Can you see the publish test case? Okay, the project has okay, but before that we have to do one more thing. Go to the project, right click, and we have to mention set as the publisher. Okay, now it will allow to publish. Okay, click on the publish. Okay, it published successfully, and now it should be available here itself, right? So here we have two test cases: password field and username, right? Similar way, if you want to verify like user is logged in successfully or not, right? What we can do, we can go to this test manager, you can see here, and we can mention link files to manager, links file to test manager, right? Here we can give the project. What is our project name? UI demo project, right? And the test case is UI demo login test. Okay, or maybe we can mention UI demo login form. Okay, click on the OK. Right, as soon as we click on it, we can go here, right? We can refresh. Then this automated test cases see this login flow, right? And if you go inside this login flow, right, it will show it's automated. Right, you can see it's automated. For same, we can attach any kind of documents, right? Similar way, if you want to assign any particular requirement, we can assign those requirements to your automated test cases, right? And now we can create a test suite. For example, this was manual flow, right? We can create a test suite. UI demo login test set. Okay, automation test set. Maybe we can say automation test set. Right, enable this. Click on the create. Right? We have created it, and similar way we can create this or we can execute this flow from here as well. Executed automated. Okay, but for that we need a testing robot. Okay, those I didn't configure so far, right? So if I click here, okay, no test cases inside, right? So you have no test cases. So go here and assign the test cases. Assign test cases. right? So we can assign only automated test case, right? So I will mention this login flow, for example, right? Login, assign. And now go back to the test set, select it, and mention execute automated. Okay, this one about execute automated. So it will start your execution, right? And if you want to see, if you go here, test result, right? It is showing as a pending. If it's successfully, right, running, then it will show as a success. If there is any error, it will show as a failed automatically. We no need to do anything, right? And at the same time, if you go to the dashboard, right, now the dashboard will change, right? It will show 60%, 67% is manual and 33% is automatic. And also it will show the separate execution for manual as well as automated test case, right? So by using this test manager, test suite, and test automation hub, right? What we can do each and everything in terms of testing life cycle, okay, into the UI. So even we no need to go to the another tool basically, right? In case we are not using, but in case we are using, we can do the integration also of those tools into the our test manager. Okay. So any questions from anyone on this? Any doubt? No, no question, no doubt.
Vaibhav, like Cloud UiPath, this one is orchestrator, right? Test MV, what is this? This is a separate.
This is separate component, Varsha. Yes, this is separate component. Okay.
And,
This is the orchestrator, right? So you can see this is the orchestrator. Okay. This is the orchestrator, and this is a test package. Both are same. Both are different. So this is basically for testing purpose only. Okay. But UiPath orchestrator is like overall. If you want to do schedule, assets management, queues, right? Everything. But this is just for your application lifecycle point of, like create the requirement, test cases, test set, test result to get the dashboard, right? So all the things we can get it from here. And at the same time, if you go here, right, we can take an export as well from here in case if you want to send any report uh, to your stakeholders or business, right? It will create such kind of by default report as well. So we can send this report to our stakeholders or management. Okay, so it will show you the test case name, right? Execution, everything. It's pass, fail, duration, who has executed that test cases, right? So it will show you all this required statistics. Okay, so clear, right, Varsha?
yes, yes.
Oh, perfect. Thank you. Anyone like Bhimashankar, Radhakrishnan, Mahesh, Rasika? No
Sir,
question?
Vaibhav, sir,
Yes, Mahesh. Please.
can you show that Excel sheet once again?
Excel sheet. Okay, fine. This Excel sheet.
Okay. Test cases, test execution name, and finish duration, test by result, everything is there, right? Okay.
Sorry. Yes, yes, it will show everything. All right. Then if you don't have any question, right, or any doubt, maybe we can conclude here, right? And in the future, right, we'll create one more demo basically, right, to show the integration between Jira or ServiceNow with this test manager.
Hello, sir. Bhima Shankar here.
Yes, Vimash, please.
Basically, I'm a non-IT guy, so
Okay.
I want to know more about this UiPath and RPA. So, can you
Oh,
please tell?
okay. So, Bhimashankar, this is basically for the automation. Okay. And maybe you are heard, right? Have you heard about robots?
Uh, I heard about this bot, na? Just you shown the
Bot, right? Maybe we can
yes,
consider about robots, right?
yes,
So
yes.
what robots are doing instead of human, right? They are doing the task, right? So maybe you
Mm.
have heard those robots working in mechanical industry, electrical industry, right? So instead of human, those robots are taking care, right? So similar concept is applicable now in a software industry also. Okay. So whatever the task, right, which is happening into the not only in software industry, it might be any industry like uh, petroleum, oil and gas, healthcare, mechanical, electrical, electronics, uh, then like banking, finance, insurance, healthcare, hospitality management, right? Any industry, right? Basically where if any task have to perform on the software, right, those tasks can be automated with the help of this RPA.
Okay. Sir, are there any prerequisites such as any coding language?
So basically, initially it is not required, right? But good to know, like if we have VB, right, VB script, that would be the great. But
Okay,
that will not stop you, okay? Because during your initial journey, that is not much required.
okay, okay.
Okay, and I'm giving my contact number into the group chat. Okay, so in case have any questions or like any doubts, right, please feel free to call me. I have given my contact number into the group.
Okay,
Vaibhav,
sir.
are you going to share this recording with us?
Yes, yes, definitely. So Varsha, maybe what you can do, like you can ping me. Okay, we'll provide this recording as well. Okay, and I have given my number here. You already have my number, right? But others, like, you can take this number. This is the WhatsApp number, and I will share this recording. All right. Okay, so we can conclude here. If you don't have any doubts or question, right? And feel free to ask any doubt questions. I have already given my contact. Okay. So thank you everyone for joining. Right. Have a good rest of the day. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, sir. Bye.
Thank you. Take care.
Thank you.